At its western end, the South Downs National Park fans out to the north across the Weald. It is home to one of the rarest habitats on Earth, Lowland Heath. It was created over 6,000 years ago when Neolithic man began to clear the forests. The acidic sandy soil was of little value for growing crops and was put aside for grazing. What emerged was a landscape of dry heathland and wet bogs. But within its dwarf forest of gorse and heather lies a magical world. It's early spring, and many of the creatures that live here are emerging from their burrows after a long winter in hibernation. The sand lizard crawls out to warm its body in the sun. In April, the males develop dazzling green patterns along their flanks. It's an irresistible lure for females. It's also a tempting target for predators. The adder is Britain's only venomous snake. Mice, frogs, and sand lizards are all on the menu. A female sand lizard is also warming in the sun. She wiggles her tail to woo her suitor. Above, the rare Dartford warbler has also survived a hard winter on the heathland. It lives nowhere else but here. The arrival of spring has brought an explosion of insect life. With their brood already in the nest, the warblers are busy foraging for bugs to feed their young. The bogs and mires are a haven for dragonflies. They mate on the wing and lay their eggs on water plants. It's an opportunity not wasted on yellowhammer, who's collecting the dragonfly larvae for its young. Once the lizards have mated, the male guards the female for up to several days, fighting off any other males who approach her. And if he keeps out of trouble, he could live for up to 12 years. As evening arrives, the eerie chirring of the nightjar echoes across the heath. Males mark out their territory, advertising to females with their wing-clapping displays. The sounds of love soon fill the air. A field cricket emerges from his burrow. Just outside, he clears a small platform and begins his serenade. No longer able to fly, its wings have adapted to produce its distinctive chirping sounds. Amazingly, the female can tell how strong and healthy he is just by listening to his song. And tonight, he's proving irresistible. But with the temperature falling fast, she'll have to move quickly before he turns in. Tonight, she's out of luck. Not far away, male natterjack toads have begun their evening chorus. It's not exactly a love song, but to the female toad, it's as good as it gets. And the louder, the better. Up to 80 of them can join in. Said to be Europe's noisiest amphibian, the natterjacks can be heard up to several kilometres away. They're easily identified by the bright yellow stripe along their back. She is just 30 metres to reach the water's edge. Once she reaches the pond, she'll mate and leave her eggs in the water. Within 7 to 10 days, they'll hatch into tadpoles. It's June, and a flush of purple covers the heathland. The bell heather is in flower. It's a rich source of nectar for many insects that live here, including the silver-studded butterfly. The male butterfly lives for just a few weeks. His sole purpose is to find a female. Once they've mated, she crawls down into the heather and lays her eggs. And next year the caterpillars will emerge and turn into more butterflies. The digger wasp has a special interest in caterpillars. Though luckily for the silver-studded butterfly, it's not on its hit list. The wasps are busy preparing holes in the ground. For a caterpillar, it's a nightmare scenario. The wasp paralyzes it, lays a single egg on its body, and buries it alive. Entombed beneath the ground, a few caterpillars can be buried in each cell. The new wasp larva will devour them one by one and emerge as an adult next spring. The heathland is also home to many rare plants, like the common haircap moss, which can survive only in the boggy mires, and the beautiful sundew plant. It's perfectly adapted to survive on these nutrient-poor soils. Its leaves have evolved to produce these shiny, sticky droplets, an enticing meal for a passing insect. But the sundew is carnivorous. Trapped, the leaf eventually closes around the fly, digesting and extracting all the minerals it needs. Summer unfolds across the heathland. The Dartford warbler's chicks have left the nest. Staying low, they take their first short forays through the gorse. The Lowland heath is a fragile habitat. 95% of it has been lost worldwide, and 20% of what is left is in the UK. Fragmented by development and forest encroachment, the wildlife in these small islands of heathland remains highly vulnerable. But great efforts are being made to bring back grazing and to create wildlife corridors, linking the heathlands together, helping the animals and plants that live here to flourish. It's critical we protect the small pockets of lowland heath that remain.